The blue dot is where I am right now. Look at this old storm coming across Kansas. It is a humdinger coming in here. Look at that thing. Oh my goodness. I hope it loses some power there. Yes, sir. It's time for me to go out there. I'm going to go ahead and, it's not a perfect day to harvest some onions, but they are the super sweet, the Texas, I think it's Texas sweet. I don't think it's called Texas Super Sweet. Anyway, the Texas is mature. It's showing us. So I'll tell you how, you guys, to tell if you got onions ready to harvest. So let's just go look at them and let me go ahead. And I got my bucket with me. It's time for me to go get some onions. So one of the questions I see asked on Facebook quite often is, when should I harvest my onions? And each variety has a different length of maturity and things like that. We began our year getting these young seedlings. We put them in our plastic. We turned right around and we watered them. We fertilized them. We done everything we could. Now it's the waiting game. This is how you tell you got onions ready to harvest. Right there. See how the necks are weak and they're bending over? They're telling you it's time to harvest. Now, if you wait on them and leave them in the garden, you're going to have a hard time getting them out of the ground. Like right now, these, I could just go down the line now. Look at that nice, that's not a very good high performer, but it still looks good. Look at that. Go ahead and start. I can just pull all of these out now, even the ones that are not bending over. Now this here is one of them seed heads I had to pull off, but so I'm surprised they even put out a one or not. These guys are no good. They just didn't make it. I'll pitch them into the grass where I can mow it. This guy here is also no good. It's an empty shell, but there we go. We'll just keep on pulling. Look at the size of some of them. Aren't they pretty? Texas Sweet is what this variety is called. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull these guys up and then we're going to get them on the drying rack. It's time to get them on. I'm going to go ahead also. I'll show you what else I'm going to do here, but let me go ahead and pull them. I'll show you the next step, what I do. It's not an ideal day with it being, I mean, I'm feeling like we're 100% humidity right now. Matter of fact, I know it with that storm. But I need to get this pulled, so let's get on it and we'll go on to the next step. Oh, look at that big old guy. I do love the Texas Sweets. Even that little guy's got a very acceptable one. You just don't know how big they are underneath this plastic. But I'm very pleased with them. And even though this guy's upright because everybody else is laying over, I can go ahead and harvest him. The variety is telling me that they're done. Not the individual plants, but the whole bunch of them. Pull them weeds while you can, while you're doing this. They should get bigger as I go down because we planted them from smallest to largest and largest to smallest. So they should be, look how nice them are. You know, that there's in your, those are real nice. It's time to get them dry though, but they ought to be pretty good onions. I don't know why anybody be disappointed in this harvest at all. I love that sound. The sound, I think that's the sound of money. is that whooshing noise. All right, while I'm out here in the field, I go ahead and this is, again, it's too bad it's such a wet day, but the onions are kind of on the muddy side a little bit. I'm not really going to be able to do too much with it. I hate to wipe them off too much because I want that protective outside skin. Just get the biggest part of the dirt knocked off. Go ahead and trim. I trim the roots off out here in the field and do a little bit of a wipe down if you think you got something on there, and just let them sit there. Want to leave that skin on it, and we can go ahead after they're dry. Go ahead and take a little scrub brush, you know, and mildly go ahead and knock off that dirt off of there. But out here in the field, I go ahead and I don't cut into it. You don't want to cut into your roots, but cut them roots off. And you know, I kind of go at an upward angle. That way I don't cut into it, and that's ready to go. If you want to, you can cut off the dead ones already or the dry ones. But I'm going to go ahead and get these all cleaned up, or, you know, ready to get out here. I'll leave this mess out here in the field. Then they got to go up into the drying rack, and that way we can get them drying. So let me go and start picking this stuff up. We'll get the drying rack, or we'll next meet up at the drying rack. We'll show you how I go from that stage on. So I'll show you, I have some onions up there in the current stage of drying. We'll show you those, and then we'll turn that around, and we got to lay these out just like last year. But this is a new video. This is actually quite early for me on harvesting these onions, but we had a great year. These guys are growing. I mean, they're telling you they grew, so everything's fine. It matured, and the good news is the payday's coming right now. Right now we can start selling our onions out there to the general public. We've been selling them mildly. Now we sell them by the pound. We've been doing 3 onions for $3 as they're young bulbs and things like that. Now we're going to go up, and we generally charge $2 a pound for our onions. So anyway, there you go. Let me go ahead and get these guys gathered up, cleaned up a little bit, and we'll put them on the drying rack. See you upstairs. All right, gardeners. Well, I'm up here in the drying area upstairs. Here is a few onions that I actually already picked. Not very many. This is the very first ones, and they're not quite dry yet. They're getting there, but they're not there yet. This guy's a little closer. He could probably, you notice how the neck is really drying up. I'll be able to go in here in probably in a couple of days and clip him. He is about done. He is about done. But that's where we're at. I have these right here, and I have my fan blowing right here. Let me turn it off so that we can have a conversation. That's better. So that's a lot better. Now, the way I'm going to do it is for the time being, I'm just going to let these onions here have their own world. But let's just start laying them out. When you start getting into big numbers, and in our case, we're going to have a lot of onions. We have 3 levels. And we do store some of our boxes we've gotten from Sam's and the Kroger store and things like that. So we kind of store them up here during that time. But what we want to do is I'll go ahead and let's just start laying them out. Don't have, you know, I'm not worried about size or anything. This is nothing more Then a frame with chicken wire on it. That's what I'm using. It has good airflow. And we'll go ahead and just kind of lay them out single file, and you just work your way. I have a lot of onions, so I need to make sure that these guys are getting dry so the next batch can get in here. That's why you don't want to wait too long. So now you start your process here. Now I'm going to start laying the next layer on top of the greens. We're going to leave the bulb on top. That's always the game. As you progressively go down the line, we'll grab some more, and that air will move, but I'll just go ahead again and just start laying them on top of one another, and then repeat. Just keep laying them on top. And there we go. So we eventually, all the bulbs are sitting on top of all of the leaves. Let me go ahead and get this job done, and then we'll come back and we'll take a look at it. Well, there we go. Got about 500 onions harvested there this morning. I even found a few reds. Those are probably red candy, and I found a few whites called Superstar. Both of them are doing the same thing. They get their loose, you know, the loose neck. So anyway, bottom line is that those are all telling me it's time to harvest. So it's, but you just lay them out. That's how I do it. Yeah, I mean, that's how many people do it. I just copy people, but you just lay out all them onions, and I have them stick out on the far sides how I do it. I mean, you could do it any way you want. Some guys make it pretty fancy. For me, I just keep the greens, just keep on going. These here are almost dry, so it won't be long. I'll be pulling those guys up and cutting off the greens and brushing them up, making them look pretty, and getting them into cold storage. You want to get them cooled off after this process, and once they get dry, but they're not there yet. See how we want it to look like that. That's what we want. We want that nice dry skin. Those are still a little bit green. By allowing them to dry up, it'll keep them from any pathogens, bacteria from entering the stem. We want that stem to dry up. It's telling you right where to cut. You know what I mean? If you were going to cut that, just go and cut it right in there, right where it's kind of loose, and the papery skin, that's almost ready to go on there. But yeah, you just kind of keep working it and moving them on down is what you do. Just keep on working it, and eventually I'll probably put the red ones on top, and I'll have the white ones down here once we get going. But for now, I'm just keeping them in front of my fan and letting everything dry. But we got a lot more coming on. So I got everything that had a loose neck on it today. That was a flaccid neck, and got that done. That being said, they look good. They look like, you know, I weighed one, and it, you know, with the green still on it, weighed 0.58, and it was not my big ones. It was a kind of a medium size. So roughly we're looking at ½ pound onions, and you know, whatever you sell an onion for in your part of the world, you know, that's kind of what these Texas Sweet. I still have Walla Walla. I have Candy. I still have more Texas Sweet to harvest. These are just the beginning, just a nice beginning of them. And but no, they're good. I imagine all these little ones down there, those are ½ pound. You know, they're about a ½ pound onion right there. But they sell. A lot of people don't want big onions. You know, they like the smaller ones. So I just kind of try to have them. I have them all in boxes according to color and variety. That way people can buy yellow onion, red onion, white onion. They can pick out their own sizes. I will bag up onions. That's another thing I will do. I'll take these. I won't take the great big ones necessarily, but I'll take some of these. An onion like this or like this. I'll go and bag them up. That's a perfect bag an onion, kind of like you see in the grocery store, and I'll make 3-pound bags out of them and weigh them up, make it easy for people to buy, you know, a 3-pound bag. So anyway, that's the game plan. Let me go and turn this fan back on, And you don't need a fan this big, folks. You just need a fan to move it. And there we go. This is just a fan that I happen to own, and it blows in there real nice and gets and be drying all my onions. So stay with me. If you like these types of videos, hit that like button and subscribe. What I'll do is I'm also going to show us in the future of me cleaning these onions up, getting them into the cold storage, show you how I handle this and the proper temperature. Don't leave them in a warm environment such as your garage or whatever. This is my machine shed, and you know, I got a nice drying rack up here, and it's good for drying. But before I had a cooler, these guys would, or air conditioning or anything like that, at least get it in air conditioning. It'll help preserve your harvest for a much longer period of time. They will go bad on you if you leave them in a 70 to 100 degree environment, such as your garage. It's a fine place to do our drying, to get the air drying going and all that. But this is the first stage of curing our onions for the long run. Stay with us, hit that like and subscribe. Come grow with us.